Today we're talking about 11 new adventure games on Nintendo Switch 2. This year's lineup is stacked with unique experiences, from bold reimaginings of classics to completely new ideas that push gameplay in unexpected directions. What matters is that all of these games are either confirmed or heavily expected to land on the platform, and they all look exciting in their own way. So let's not waste any time and start with number 11. Borderlands is back, and this time it's shaking things up in a big way. The trademark over-the-top humor and comic book-style visuals are still here, but the gameplay has taken a new direction with more vertical movement and bigger, more dynamic environments. New planets, expanded character skill trees, and fresh co-op mechanics are designed to keep things feeling fast and chaotic, exactly how Borderlands fans love it. Gearbox is promising this to be the most ambitious entry yet, with a seamless world structure and plenty of loot-driven mayhem. While full details are still under wraps, a dedicated Nintendo showcase is reportedly on the way, which means we'll be learning a lot more soon. For fans of explosive co-op action and wild sci-fi settings, Borderlands 4 already looks like a day one must-play on Switch 2.
I'm glad you are!
Split Fiction is Hazelight's next big co-op project, taking everything they learned from It Takes Two and pushing it further. The game constantly shifts between distinct gameplay styles, blending fast-paced action, puzzle solving, and creative traversal into one seamless experience. One moment you're platforming through a gravity-defying sci-fi environment, and the next you're fighting your way across an intense fantasy battlefield, all while working together with your partner. Hazelight is known for co-op gameplay that feels tight, inventive, and constantly fresh, and Split Fiction looks like no exception. Built from the ground up for two players, it emphasizes communication, timing, and teamwork over anything else. If you want something unique and highly replayable on Switch 2, this is shaping up to be one of the must-play co-op titles. Castle of Heart Retold is a complete reimagining of the original action platformer, designed to feel sharper, faster, and far more atmospheric. The game mixes precise platforming with intense melee combat, where every strike and jump requires timing and focus. Enemies hit hard, and stamina management plays a big role in how you approach each fight, giving it a deliberate, skill-based feel. The world is darker and more detailed, featuring redesigned environments, secret paths, and new enemy types that keep exploration exciting. Boss battles have also been overhauled to deliver faster, more aggressive encounters that reward quick thinking and pattern recognition. Whether you're battling across collapsing bridges or scaling massive castle walls, Castle of Heart Retold looks like a strong revival of a hidden gem that deserved a second chance. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond continues Samus Aran's legendary first-person adventure formula, but with modern refinements to movement, exploration, and combat. The game focuses heavily on seamless exploration across massive alien environments, filled with interconnected pathways, puzzles, and hidden upgrades that reward curiosity. Combat is faster and more fluid, with new enemy types and advanced AI making firefights feel more dynamic than ever. Samus's arsenal has been expanded, introducing new beam variations, gadgets, and suit abilities that open creative ways to traverse and fight. Visually, the world design leans into atmospheric lighting and detailed alien architecture, emphasizing that sense of isolation and discovery that define the series. With tighter controls and deeper lore connections, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond aims to deliver a fresh yet familiar experience for longtime fans and newcomers alike. This one is a bit different. Dear Me, isn't about big action set pieces or crazy combat systems, it's about mood and atmosphere. You're exploring surreal spaces that often feel like a blend between dream and reality, piecing together what happened through environmental clues and light puzzle solving. It's the kind of game that slows you down, makes you take in its art direction and soundtrack while gently pushing you to think about the story on a deeper level. There's no rushing here, no high-stakes boss fights, just an emotional experience built around exploration and reflection. If you're into narrative adventures that focus more on feeling than action, this is one that's worth keeping an eye on. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade takes the already impressive reimagining of a classic RPG and enhances it with upgraded visuals, improved performance, and additional story content. The combat blends real-time action with strategic command inputs, giving battles a satisfying mix of speed and depth. You can freely switch between party members mid-fight, chaining abilities and magic to create devastating combos. The world is richly detailed, with reworked environments that feel far more alive and cinematic compared to the original release. On top of that, the Intergrade version includes an extra episode focused on Yuffie, offering a unique perspective and additional gameplay mechanics that expand the overall experience. Whether you're a longtime fan or new to the series, this edition feels like the definitive way to experience one of gaming's most beloved stories in a modern format. This spin-off takes the familiar detective vibe of AI the SOMNIUM Files, but tightens it into a smaller, more focused experience. Instead of roaming through big city areas, you're thrown into escape room-style puzzles and surreal dreamscapes, where logic and quick thinking are key. It's still got that signature mix of humor and strange character moments, but the pacing is sharper, keeping you moving from one weird scenario to the next without filler. The result feels more experimental, almost like a condensed, high-energy version of what made the original stand out. For anyone who loves mystery games that get a little weird and aren't afraid to play with structure, this looks like a fun change of pace. This game brings back that fast-paced hack-and-slash action the Warriors spin-offs are known for, but it leans into a much darker part of Zelda lore. Set during the legendary Imprisoning War, you're cutting through massive waves of enemies while switching between fan-favorite characters, each with unique abilities and flashy combo attacks. The scale is bigger than past entries, with battles that feel chaotic but rewarding, and new mechanics like battlefield events that can change objectives mid-fight. It's less about solving puzzles and more about pure combat satisfaction, chaining together devastating attacks to clear entire hordes. For fans who want more high-energy Zelda action outside of traditional dungeons and exploration, this is looking like one of the more ambitious Warriors titles to date. This one is all about living your best life in a charming, colorful world, fantasy life. It lets you take on different roles, fishing, crafting, exploring dungeons, or even running your own shop, switching jobs whenever you feel like it. The appeal here isn't just combat or quests, but building your own routine and shaping how you want to play. There's a new twist involving time travel, letting you change how the world evolves and opening up unique story paths and resources. It's cozy and relaxed, but still has enough depth for players who want to dive into its systems and customization. If you like games that mix adventure, life simulation, and a touch of fantasy storytelling, this one's looking like a wholesome and surprisingly addictive experience. Pokémon Legends ZA builds on what Arceus started, expanding that semi-open world formula into something more ambitious. Instead of just exploring wild zones, you're navigating a reimagined Lumiose City and its surrounding areas, mixing urban exploration with classic wilderness catching. Battles still feel snappy and streamlined, letting you focus on catching and building your team without constant interruptions. There are new regional forms and even mega evolutions making a return, which has fans hyped to see how they fit into the new gameplay flow. The tone feels like a mix of nostalgia and experimentation, bridging the gap between traditional Pokémon design and the freer structure of Legends. If you liked the direction of Arceus but wanted a denser world and more mechanics, this looks like it could be the next big step for the series. Donkey Kong Bonanza brings the Big Ape back in a massive way, combining classic platforming routes with modern open-area level design. Instead of moving through strictly linear stages, you're tackling large, destructible environments filled with secrets, collectible challenges, and creative enemy encounters. The game focuses on momentum-based movement, with DK swinging, rolling, and smashing through obstacles in ways that feel faster and more dynamic than past entries. There's also a co-op option where a second player can join as Pauline, adding new team-based abilities that change how you approach platforming and combat. The art direction leans heavily into vibrant jungle landscapes and industrial backdrops, giving everything a colorful but polished look. And that's our list of 11 new adventure games coming to Nintendo Switch 2. Which one are you looking forward to the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more lists like this every week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.